inside that school just up the road. You know, these parents just dropped off their children just a few short hours ago, just like any other day on a Monday morning, dropping them off and then expecting to pick them up at the end of the day and have a nice family dinner at the end of the day. But today is certainly different. Is absolutely heartbreaking to see these parents just have no information at this time and just trying to figure out exactly what to do next. They can't really put their thoughts into words. As that gentleman told me, he was just trying to figure out, I got to get over there, I got to reconnect with my wife, and hopefully she has a little more information, he told me as well. So this is going to be a common theme playing out today, where parents are showing up on the scene one by one, rushing across the street, trying to figure out exactly if they can get any information from that health clinic, which is closed now to patients, but is open, again, for parents who are looking for information and looking to reconnect with their children. Reporting live here from the east side. I'm going to send it back to you guys in this studio. I'm going to try to talk to some more parents in the meantime. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly. So I've seen a couple parents around, and one, like I said, running across the street. I'm not seeing kids yet.
Yeah, we're right here. There's a 12:15 pressure.
I've seen lots of cars and
Okay, I'll tell Claire. Pressure at 12:15 right here. I'm not going. Oh, I'm doing drill stuff. Okay. Plug the light over for you. Okay. You hear that? Press conference at 12:15. Press conference at 12:15. Oh yeah. You gotta call me back in, by the way, because I had to take a call from Toby. Here's some parents too. Excuse me, are you guys parents by chance?
No, my brother works there.
Your brother works there?
I did.
What? Can I talk to you real quick about what he said?
I would rather not be on camera.
I can just do your voice if that's okay.
I'd rather not, if
Okay.
that's okay.
Okay, I understand. Yeah. How about you?
But there's really not much information that we've received yet.
What did he tell you?
There's a girl, not sure the age, library, it's like all an open fire.
I think something like that. Okay. In the library. Okay. Yeah, sure. I understand. And you're there? That's good. Okay.
My brother and sister both.
Okay. All right, thank you. They're okay? Brother and sister? Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Did you say anything about anybody or anything?
They're not receiving any information.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Alright, where do you think he's gonna sit? Because I want to get
I don't know, probably back here somewhere, I would think. So we can all kind of gather around.
Can you text and chat that we're waiting and they need to take us when he goes?
Yeah. It's colder than I thought.
Yeah, I wish I would have grabbed my coat.
Right over that way, and it looks like they're trying to find it. I can't even get past it. Now, Buckeye Road doesn't appear to be closed off. If their loved ones are safe, multiple injuries have been reported, and that's what we know at this time.
Yeah, I'm ready.
We saw at least before when we were on
Yeah, no press conference right now. Just I'm ready.
probably another 6 when we were coming on Stoughton Road here. We've had
Well,
several pass by behind me.
Yeah.
I don't know if we were
Okay.
on air yet at that point when the fire trucks and the ambulance were kind of driving past through here. There's several down this way, a couple just kind of blocking. It looks like we're starting to block this area up down here as well. There's people just again trying to keep everybody who is here, trying to unify with their loved ones safe. We're just trying to, I think they're just trying to evaluate the situation at hand.
Hey Phoebe, yeah, I just spoke with a woman who has a brother and a sister who are both teachers at Abundant Life Christian School, and she says that her brother told her, again, this not confirmed by police, that someone opened fire, a student, inside the library. So we're still trying to figure out if that information is valid. We're going to be speaking with police here, hopefully in the next 5 or 10 minutes or so. But again, this is the reunification spot just across the street from the Quick Trip here at Buckeye Road and Stoughton Road. This is where parents are being told to go to meet up with their students, although that might take quite some time to get everyone accounted for and get everyone sent over here. But as you can see, lots of emergency vehicles at this SSM Health Clinic as parents frantically show up. I spoke with one parent who told me that they were feeling terrified at the moment. They didn't know what to think. They were at a loss for words, and he was just trying to rush over to get there as quickly as he could to get any information at all that he could get about his students' well-being right now. But again, parents experiencing their absolute worst day of their lives probably right now as they try to figure out exactly what's happening here. We've been told that there was going to be a press conference here at this media staging area at about 12:15, which is obviously any minute now. So we're still waiting on that, and hopefully that we can get some basic information from police as far as what is happening. But what you're looking at right now is you're looking at this health clinic just about a mile or so down the road from Abundant Life Christian School. Lots of police officers, lots of paramedics. There's a fire truck in the parking lot, as well as parents continue to file into the lobby there of this health clinic looking for any kind of answers. Police originally told us to come here as the media staging area to this health clinic. We parked in that parking lot, and then when they saw we had a camera, they told us that the media staging area is going to be at the Quick Trip, and they were hoping that parents were going to come here. I ran into a few parents who just didn't want to talk. Obviously, they are going through a lot right now, and they are just trying to show up and just figure out any information about their loved ones up the street here at the Abundant Life Christian School. So we're going to stay here on the scene, hopefully speak with Madison police here very shortly. I saw the public information officer. She is on scene. She's usually the one who disseminates information to the media, which then we give out to you. So hopefully we can speak with her in just a moment here, and we'll carry that press conference live as soon as that happens. But again, hopefully that happens any minute now. But reporting from the east side here, I'm Tim Elliott for 15 News. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Mark, so they're actually going to be doing a debriefing over here. We're going to head over this way and hear from MP's.
Okay, so if you guys
in here.
Yeah.
Chief is about to come out.
Okay.
When we have questions at the end. Not a lot we can share at this time.
Sure.
But we're going to have Dylan point to every outlet. You'll be able to ask one question. That way everyone's not talking over one another.
Very good. Thanks, Trav.
Yep.
Yep.
You guys hear that? Yeah. When the chief comes out here, we know everyone's going to want to ask a question. Dylan will point to each outlet and right there.
Yeah. I'll you want to leave right here? I'll duck down once he starts talking. I guess that's good right there, too. I think that's fine. Hey, the chief should be coming out here pretty soon.
Standing right here. Now with questions, we're just going to go on this way, and just you'll be here to answer whatever you need.
So I'll kind of like duck down. Yeah, I'll duck. Yeah. Chief's gonna be
Right here. Is everyone? You can go like tiny bit here. Help out.
I'm gonna squat down. I'm sorry, one more time. Have I heard you at all?
Yeah.
Why? Because you're in my.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Okay, I can hear you. We're waiting for Chief to come out, steps in to be prepared.
He'll be here. I'm going to step right there.
Cody, you're good where you are. Cody, can you hold us? Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Sorry.
On him, we were told about 12:15 he'd be coming out, but we're just waiting a couple more minutes, it seems like, for Chief Barnes to give the media a briefing here. We have media from really all over the state, it seems, covering the shooting that just took place right up the road here, just a mile or so. And as the parents here are still showing up, going to the parking lot at the Dean Health Clinic or the SSM Health Clinic across the street, trying to reunite with their students, which we know will be a lengthy process as they try to account for all the students who are at that school. But again, we're still waiting on Chief Sean Barnes from the Madison Police Department to be out here. He should be out here any minute, and of course, we'll bring you that press conference live as soon as he steps out here. But he's been briefed inside the Quick Trip, I've been told, and he should be out here any minute. So as soon as that happens, we will bring it to you live. But for now, we'll send it back to you, Gabriella and Phoebe.
There's not a lot of cars coming in, so.
I will.
One thing you can all help with this, just letting parents know too that how to get through here. They'll like look through if they come on through Buckeye. They just say they're parents. That's the reunification center.
Glad I got changed out of my suit though. Hey, here he comes.
He's coming.
Yeah, we see the chief just getting out of his vehicle right now and making his way over. We just saw him get out of a black SUV over there, so we're just waiting for him to step on over here and brief the media. Obviously a lot of information, a lot of moving parts happening right now, so we're waiting on the chief. He's getting some last second information as he walks over here. If you want to point over there a little bit and show Chief walking up here with his fellow officers.
Okay, we're ready? Usually this is where I start and I say thank you for coming and talk about how important the media is to our community. But the truth is today is a sad, sad day, not only for Madison, but for our entire country. We're yet another police chief press conference to speak about violence in our community, specifically in one of the places that's most sacred to me as someone who loves education and to someone who has children that are in schools. So I'm gonna tell you what I know. I'll answer any questions that I can. There'll be a secondary briefing that our PIO will let you know about, okay? Today, around 10:57 a.m., our officers were responding to a call of an active shooter at the Abundant Life Christian School here in Madison. When officers arrived, they found multiple victims suffering from gunshot wounds. We train on this almost quarterly. The last time we trained on this as commanders was approximately 2 weeks ago. The protocols are simple. Stop the killing, stop the dying, find out who's doing this. And the officers did that, and they did that adamantly. We had officers from around the county and around the state that came in support of this particular incident. Officers located a juvenile who they believe was responsible for this deceased in the building. Additionally, the officers began administering life-saving efforts to anyone who was wounded and making sure that those persons were transported. What we know is that a total of about 7 persons were transported from this scene to area hospitals for treatment. We know that at least 3 people have lost their lives, including a juvenile person. I don't have any other information about those persons who have lost their lives, and I'm not going to release that until we have, of course, spoken with family members and ensuring that they are fully aware of this tragic scene that occurred today. I want to thank all of the law enforcement partners and community members that came out to help, our friends at the ATF. I've gotten calls from my friends at the FBI, the State Patrol, the Sheriff's Office, Monona Police Department, our fire department. It goes on and on and on. Because this is something that we all prepare for, but we hope we never have to do. As you can see, we have a Reunification Center that was immediately set up where parents and guardians and loved ones and grandparents wanted to get information about their loved ones, and we wanted to make sure that they were unified immediately. So we were doing more than one thing at one time. We're still going through methodically clearing that school, clearing every vehicle, and making certain that there's no other threats to this community, which we believe there are none. We immediately alerted our mayor's office, and I've been on the phone with her and her office constantly. We also alerted Madison schools. We put the schools on lockdown, but there's no threats to the MMSD schools at this time. But we wanted to make sure that we did our due diligence in this particular case. Again, we're still going through collecting evidence, collecting information, making sure that our community is safe from what is a sad day for our community and for our country. And we have to do a little bit better. I don't have all the answers that you want right now, but I will tell you this: we have some of the best officers in the entire country. Our detectives are amazing. We're going to go and work hard and go through this scene so that we can piece together what exactly happened. Again, there'll be another briefing in about 2 hours, and if I have additional information, I will certainly let you know what that information is. Again, around 10:57 a.m., officers responded to an active shooter. They responded per our protocol. They found the person who they believe was responsible, who was down, deceased. We know that it's juvenile. We know that there are other persons who have lost their lives. We know that we've transported about 6 people after giving them life-saving measures. It's important to notice, too, that about 3 miles from here is our training center. Today, our special event team medics were in training. And so they got to practice in real time. They left the training center immediately and came down here and doing in real time what they were actually practicing for. And that's why training is so important, and making sure that we can provide the best possible training and the best possible response for our community members. I'm asking everyone to send your heartfelt wishes and prayers and thoughts yet again to a community, but this time it's my community. Dylan?
Yeah, can we start over here with
Sure.
questions?
Chief, you mentioned you're a father. You're the police chief here in Madison. What emotions are you feeling right now after going through all that?
To be honest with you, I'm feeling a little dismayed now. So close to Christmas. Every child, every person in that building is a victim and will be a victim forever. And these types of trauma don't just go away. And we need to figure out and try to piece together what exactly happened. And right now, my heart is heavy for my community. My heart is heavy for Madison, and we have to come together as a community and figure out what happened here and make sure that it doesn't happen in any other place that should be a refuge for students in our community.
Right there.
What sort of gun-related policies, if any, were in place? Did the school have metal detectors?
I'm not aware that the school had metal detectors, nor should schools have metal detectors. It's a safe space. So I don't know. Again, it is a private Christian school. It is not under the authority of MMSDs, and that is something that we would have to look into.
Chief, of the 7 victims, how many are students? How many are teachers?
We're not going to
What can you
give.
tell us?
I'm not going to give any information about who the victims are, whether they're students, staff, or parents, because we need to make sure that we can notify people. I think that's the most important thing before we go any further.
But police didn't. They never fired their weapons. She
That
took
is
her own life,
correct.
correct?
Let's follow
I
that
don't.
one.
I don't know if it's a male or a female, but the police department did not fire their weapons. Thank you.
Scott.
Are there 3 fatalities you mentioned, including the suspected shooter? or
That's
no?
correct. Yes, sir.
So 3 total.
That's correct.
Are the 7 that was transported, are the 3 fatalities within that 7 or addition to that?
Yes, within that 7. Yes, thank you.
Was the shooter a student at the school?
We believe the shooter was a student at the school. Yes.
What can you tell us about the status of the other transports?
We know that they range from minor injuries to life-threatening. I know that's a huge, spectrum, but that's what we know now. And so we need everyone, again, to send your thoughts and your prayers out to them. One thing I do know is that we have some of the best medical care in the country here in Madison, and so we hope that everyone will recover, but at this time, we don't know.
So we did just get an update from our command post. 5 deceased at this time, 5 injured.
So total of 10.
You know what kind of gun was used?
Again, this is a ever evolving situation. Just hearing that, what does that make you think? How does that make you feel? That we have to do a better job in our community on a Monday, right? So close to Christmas that we're updating victims. And so there's a lot of work that has to be done, and we're committed to doing that work. We just ask for your patience. I think the most important part is the reunification, again, that we spoke about, making sure that those persons who were in the schools, whether they're staff, students, or what have you, are reunified, and we have done that. Again, I want to say thank you to all our partners. Again, our friends are here from the ATF. They're going to help us. I heard the question about the gun. I don't know yet, which is why we have a great partnership with the ATF that will help us determine the origin of this gun and where it happened. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and we will have another press conference. Stephanie has the location.
We're doing 2:30 at Fire Station 14 in their community room. 2:30, Fire Station 14.
Steph,
Okay.
can you confirm the 5 who are dead? Does that include the shooter?
That doesn't include
It
the
was.
shooter.
Are the
Yeah.
victims students, teachers, a mix?
Yeah. Again, we're not going to talk about that until we notify all the families that may be involved. Again, this is
Is this a 17-year-old girl?
this is
Is
an
this a 17-year-old girl?
ever evolving situation, and we're trying to figure it out. What did you say,
Has
man?
the school been cleared? Are all the students out of the
The school has been through a secondary clearing. We're doing another one now with the help of bomb dogs, just in case. We want to clear vehicles and things of that nature. So we're going to take our time, and we're going to go through, and we're going to do everything that we can. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
Okay,
Thank
at
you.
Fire Station 14 in the community room.
Are the students still in the school right now on lockdown? They're out. Okay, thank you. Okay, that was Chief Sean Barnes right there from the Madison Police Department, and you heard the update mid-press conference right there. We now know that 5 people are dead, including the shooter, so we have 4 victims here, and it appears the shooter took their own life as well, and then 5 other people injured, taken to the hospital, for a total of 10 people altogether affected like this that have been hurt. And hearing that mid-press conference, that number just increase like that, it's hard to hear on a day like today, on a Monday morning. You drop your kid off at school, and some parents aren't going to go home with their child later today. So it's tough to hear. And the chief, obviously very shaken up by what has happened this morning in his community, as he should be. A lot of parents still rushing to the scene as we held that press conference right there. We know, again, as we said, the shooter took their own life. Not much information right now on the victims. Not much information about the gun that was used, the shooter. The details is what we're still trying to figure out. But the big headline here: 4 people shot and killed. The shooter taking their own life, for a total of 5 people who are dead here, and again 5 more people who are in the hospital right now with injuries that vary from minor injuries to life-threatening, as the chief said. So the next press conference update will be at about 2:30. We'll get updated information then, but for now, that's just a lot of information to swallow for a lot of people. So my heart and everyone here at 15 News goes out to this community here at the Abundant Life Christian School. So we'll send it back to you in the studio for more about this breaking and developing story, guys.
Give another update as to the information that we have as everything is coming to the unfolding. Yes, absolutely. So Chief Sean Wise of Madison Police Department did confirm the 5 people lost their lives. That includes the juvenile and who was the suspect?
She would not get her head was
I know. I tried to get her to duck. I think she did eventually.
my fingers.
Ice.
Distributing here. My phone's over there, batteries over there. The point in.
Yeah. Okay.
What does she want? What does she ask
Probably
her
the
what she
lobby
wants?
or the police.
That's where I'm on, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe just the scene like lied.
I can't. I'm as far in.
That's as far as it goes. Yeah, that's as far as it zooms. Watch the dog do.
Parents who are trying to stay reunified with their loved ones have gotten into this area and are now doing so. There are also first building again that is at the center of the medical group. The scanning nearby over here just to make sure that everything is staying the way that it is at the moment. Closer down to Stilton Road, there's other media outlets here, but closer down to Stilton Road, they still have that area blocked off. But still redirecting traffic. Again, that was happening.
Well, it's been just a steady trickle of parents showing up here at the clinic here behind me. They turn off of Stoughton Road. They're not quite sure where to go, where to park. And if you are coming here, if you are a parent of a loved one, you come down here Buckeye Road, you take a right onto Buckeye off of Stoughton, and you kind of can tuck around here to the clinic. There's a big parking lot in the back. And parents seem to be a little bewildered, understandably. They're frantic, trying to figure out where to go, trying to gather their thoughts, trying to gather the right words to express how they're feeling as they come here to this clinic here behind me. But as a parent, it's just an unfathomable day right now. You're sitting at work, you get a phone call like this that there's been a shooting at your son or daughter's school, and just you rush to the scene, just trying to get there as fast as you can. I just can't imagine what these parents are going through right now. But there is a lot of first responders here behind me. I'll step out of the way. We can zoom in a little bit. We got Madison police officers, Dane County Sheriff's deputies, there's paramedics, there's fire trucks here. A lot of people waiting to direct parents as they show up and head into the lobby. Again, these parents are frantic. They don't know what to think, what to do, so they head into the lobby, and I'm assuming that's where they're hopefully getting some more information from police about what is happening. But we just interviewed Police Chief Sean Barnes about 10 minutes ago. He briefed the large contingent of media folks who are here from all over the state about what happened. He initially told us that 3 people are dead, and then toward the end of the press conference, we learned that in real time that 5 people are dead, including the shooter here, and 5 people taken to the hospital. So just an absolute sad, tragic day for everyone a part of the Madison community. For this to happen at this private school, which is just simply a mile up the road from here on Buckeye Road, it's hard to wrap your head around as a parent. It's an absolute nightmare scenario, and I just can't imagine what those parents and family members, loved ones, and friends are going through right now. So a hard day for the entire community, but we're going to stay here on the scene. Chief Sean Barnes says he's going to give another update at about 2:30, so we got some time between now and then, and hopefully we learn some more information. But my role right now is to kind of just hopefully talk to some parents who are showing up here on the scene, and hopefully I can interview them about how they're doing here in this moment in time. Reporting live from the east side of Madison, I'm Tim Elliott for 15 News. Back to you in the studio.
Normally on all the things. Oh, really? Off in the car. I was like, I know I get where I need to go. Just call me. I tell you, I get through all this.
Batteries are dead, and we don't have any more.
What batteries?
The mic.
Like that?
This one.
Oh, I might have some more in my bag.
to run back to the car, but they're...
Go ahead.
I don't know if they're going to take us, so
Okay.
I'm saying.
I mean,
so
I could always
think
just do it myself.
It's okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
My emotions hit me a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh. Can't wait to get Ty later. Yeah.
Can I get a white balance on your flag?
Sure. Yeah, the flow of parents has kind of subsided just a bit. I haven't seen many vehicles arriving here on the scene and parents getting out of their vehicles and running up to the lobby of this SSM Health Clinic here behind me. But the intersection of Stoughton Road and Buckeye Road just to my left up here is still filled with emergency vehicles, police officers directing traffic, letting parents know who might come here now to turn right onto Buckeye and head to this clinic right here. This part of Buckeye Road just up to my right here. This is where Abundant Life Christian School is, and that section of the road is shut down right now, and only emergency vehicles are being let through at the moment. But I did speak with a parent probably about 40 minutes ago or so. He arrived on the scene. He parked his SUV across the street, kind of where the media is staging right here near me. He ran across the street, and then a couple minutes later he was running back, and I asked him, you know, why are you coming back? He's like, I forgot my cell phone. I'm frantic right now. And I asked him, how are you feeling? He said, I'm absolutely terrified at the moment. He said he couldn't gather his thoughts. He couldn't find the right words. He told me he has two children that go to Abundant Life Christian School. And as we've been saying since we broke in with our coverage here on this breaking news story, we don't know who the victims are right now. We just know that 4 people were shot and killed, and the shooter then took their own life. Again, that happening earlier this morning, excuse me, just up the road here at Abundant Life Christian School. So the information is what is of importance right now for parents. They want to know if their student is okay. Where are their students at this moment? All that information hopefully being divulged inside that clinic right here behind me as parents, again, are told to come here inside the lobby of this health clinic where police have been hopefully briefing them and letting them know what's happening next, and hopefully letting them know that their child is okay. Those children still being accounted for. They're doing that sweep of Abundant Life Christian School. As we heard Chief John Barnes say not long ago, there is no more threat to anybody here at the school or in any other school, even though MMSD schools were on lockdown for a bit. But again, the shooter has taken their own life, so that threat has been eliminated at this time. But again, 4 people, we're not sure if they're students, teachers, maybe a mix of students and teachers. We know 4 people were killed and 5 more taken to the hospital with injuries ranging anywhere from minor injuries to life-threatening. That's what the chief had to say earlier this morning. Again, the chief is going to update the media at roughly 2:30, but in the meantime, we're going to try to figure out if we can speak with any parents just about how they're feeling in this very terrible and emotional day here on the east side of Madison. Reporting live from the east side, I'm Tim Elliott for 15 News. We'll send it back to you, Phoebe and Gabriella, in the studio. Uh-oh. My AirPod died, but I got a second one.
Switch ears.
Yeah. I also have my regular IFB, but I don't have a dongle.
I have a dongle, but I wouldn't be able to hear Q's too.
Yeah,
I
I could ask her if she has a dongle.
Where did Meg and Marcus go? Because they...
Yeah, where are they at? You call me back, sorry.
Elizabeth is doing a local news live hit right now, so we are the only live chat option until about 1:05.
Okay. I can't feel my fingers up. Thank you. Yeah.
You can see that a fire truck is pulled up here, kind of to give some privacy to those who are reunited with their loved ones today.
I'll move. Okay.
They are still blocking that spot. People as needed. They were asking people to avoid this area if you came back because you've been in this area. Coming from the other side of the high road, there's a few other still working. Now, at this time, we know that 5 people tragically lost their lives in this incident and 5 additional people were injured. The 5 people who were killed, that doesn't include the juvenile suspects that
Yeah, I'm going to step out of the way right away here so you can kind of see what's happening behind me at this SSM Health Clinic on the intersection of Buckeye Road and Stoughton Road. As you can see in the distance up there, there's a lot of emergency personnel still on the scene, huddled together, talking together. Parents, the flow of parents has pretty much subsided here as far as parents arriving on the scene looking to reunite with their student, or at least looking to get some information here regarding what is happening here. I see one parent that I did speak with earlier. He told me that he has 2 kids that go to this school. He's terrified right now. I'm sure that's the emotion a lot of these parents are experiencing as they await more information. But we know that 4 students were shot and killed here at Abundant Life Christian School. The shooter then taking their own life, so a total of 5 people killed earlier this morning on Madison's east side, inside that school. A lot of the students there obviously terrified about what happened here. They were probably unsure what was happening as it was going on, and now parents are getting that phone call that no parent wants to get, where it's, hey, there's been a shooting at your student's school, you need to come here quick. And that's exactly what a lot of these parents did. They showed up frantic, they showed up as fast as they could. I witnessed a lot of them running from their cars, running into the clinic there across the street, but also a lot of them running up the sidewalk toward the school, obviously unaware that they were supposed to go inside this clinic here for the information that they're after. But again, it's going to be a long day of trying to sort out everything that's happened so far this morning. These parents, dropping their kids off to school Monday morning, just like they do every day, and expecting to pick them up in the afternoon. And then have to deal with this is just so hard to process for a lot of people. It's a terrible day, as Chief Sean Barnes had mentioned. this community suffers as a whole when something like this happens, especially when you have 4 people killed. And those 4 victims, we don't have any information on them, whether they're students or teachers or a mixture of both. We're still trying to get that information, but Chief Barnes says he's going to be giving another press conference later today at around 2:30 in the afternoon. So we'll update the media then on what any new information that he has. Hopefully that'll come soon at 2:30, some more information, but we'll have to wait and see. But for now, we're going to stay on the scene here and try to get some parents to talk to us exactly about what they're feeling in this moment. But parents, for the most part, have stayed across the street at that clinic. So hopefully we can catch 1 or 2 as they leave here, maybe to head back to their car real quick or something like that. So we'll check in with them. But for now, Phoebe and Gabriella, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
I'm gonna run across quickly.
What are you gonna do?
Run across to the far foot.
Okay.
Do
You
you-
might talk to that cop and make sure.
Can I run across there? Can I get something on my car? No? Okay. Huh?
They like walk me.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could probably have them walk.
Yeah, can he walk me?
Yeah, or
But
ask
like they
her.
won't let you go off.
Sounds like it.
I'll ask.
They'll probably take us to them anyway, so.
Yeah. Man, that parent I talked with is gone. He left.
I mean, they're getting kids to their. How's your phone battery? Mine's
I'm like
mine
at
are both low.
30%, maybe 35.
I'm gonna go ask Meg if she can run to
Is
our
she here?
car. She's over here.
At this time, there isn't.
Brooklyn, she can't go to our car either. Why would she be allowed to go to the car?
Well, they're right there.
If you want to go to the car, you got to ask him to walk you to the car. You know what I mean?
But I went to walk across
Right,
the street and he
right.
told me no when I went to walk across the street.
I would just walk across the street and clearly walk up to him. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So he knows you're coming to him. And say, hey, I got to get to my car. You want to walk me to my car? I
Okay.
think here, wait, I have the key.
keys.
Do you have
I
the?
do.
You do? Okay.
Now the active shooter director
I don't know how soon they're. Should I do it after your next hit?
You-
I don't know. how soon
yeah,
they're-
I can always just turn the camera, the thing around and step in front of it.
around the school now, so there's the cars surrounding the school. Every inch of that property just to make sure that everybody's out and safe. Now I'm going to step aside here. This is a reunification site. So they're trying to get rid of those officers. The police officers are trying to keep everybody kind of on this side of the road, of the high road. This is the closest that we can get at this time to that reunification site. Again, that is at SSM Health Community Group. This is open at this time. Please keep some on that he is not able to share at this time the demographics of those who were injured. He cannot say if they were students, teachers, staff, who wasn't able to specify on the organization.
You told me we're not allowed in that lot at all.
Whew.
the suspect, or do they have said that it does by
Yeah.
They believe that a juvenile is responsible for this. We have specified here, again, this is the reunification site. First responders have moved this fire truck here. My guess is to provide some sort of fire control, specifically to weapons that
Yeah, we're kind of in this holding pattern right now, I think. We had that press conference from Chief Sean Barnes at about 12:30, so not that long ago, about a half hour ago. That's when he briefed us with the numbers. We know that 4 people are dead, shot and killed by the shooter then taking their own life, so we know that 5 people in all are dead. We also know 5 more people taken to the hospital with injuries ranging from minor to life-threatening, the chief said. So that's where we're at right now. Where I'm at right now, this is Stoughton Road and Buckeye Road, the intersection. This is where parents have been told all morning long to come and reunite with their student, hopefully here, as they gather information to police. I haven't seen any students here like physically being reunited with their parents, but the parents have been going in, and I haven't been seeing many parents come out. So police are actually telling us to stay on this side of the street. They don't want us bothering those parents right now. They think that they want to leave the parents enough time to process what's happening right now. So they're asking the media to be respectful of that. But we've seen plenty of parents park across the street here, run across the street. But again, the number of parents showing up here, that number has subsided. The flow of parents has subsided. Pretty much everyone who showed up earlier is in that building right now. I haven't seen many people come out of it right now. But again, authorities are directing people here at the intersection of Buckeye Road and Stoughton Road where to go. The intersection congested right now with emergency vehicles. Also, the school right up the road here to my right. So this is kind of the intermediary between the school and parents when they turn right here onto Buckeye Road. So we're going to stay here on the scene. Not quite sure what the plan is for parents going forward here, if they're staying in there until their students physically get dropped off here. If that's how it's going to work, we're going to have to wait and see. But again, we're kind of in this holding pattern at the moment as we wait to hear from some parents about what the process is here going forward. Reporting live from the east side, I'm Tim Elliott for 15 News. Back to you guys in the studio. What? Wow. Do you want to go inside Quick Trip and warm up for a minute? Some parents right there, maybe.
I'm gonna go with Mega. She has gloves.
Okay. It's not.
Just Kurt. I thought that was a live car.
Oh, I saw the live car. I think Christian drove it or something. That's so messed up.
I mean, it's better news, but
Huh?
it's better news, but
Yeah. See if there's like some parents coming. I'm gonna try. Excuse me, you guys parents by chance?
Yes, sir.
Yes. How's everybody doing?
A lot better now.
Yeah? You got good news?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah?
she's the one that talks.
Do you mind if we talk to you real quick? Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay.
I haven't talked to you. I don't know if that's...
What's that? I'm sorry?
Somebody did talk to me already. I don't know if that-
Was it blonde? Elizabeth? Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay.
Right up the road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well do it again if that's okay.
Sure. All right. We'll see you later.
Did you go on live with her?
No.
No, okay.
All right. I'll love you, bye.
Hey, can you come to me, Abby? What's your name?
Bethany.
Bethany, I'm Tim. Good to meet you. What'd they tell you?
A lot.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
I was just out shopping and I get a call from my mom, very disturbing, trying to tell me to keep calm before anything was spoken. She lives fairly close to the school, so she was able to see,
Yeah.
the action of all the police and whatnot. And she was informed that there was an active shooter. So I immediately, run out of the store. I get here as soon as possible. I call my husband. My sister also works at the school, so I kind of was able to get some update eventually from her. But they're not really telling us too much. I don't think anything is really too known as much. But my daughter's okay. I was able to FaceTime her in there.
I'm probably going to ask you this all over again.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Because we're going to do it live in just a moment, if that's
Okay.
okay. But I'm trying to get their attention to come to me. So,
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
What did your sister say? Who works at the school?
She's just a TA.
But what did she see? What did she hear? What did she say about the incident?
I don't know any details on that. I was just briefly able to see my daughter through something very traumatic and just let her know that I was
close to the church because I was just there, and that's all I
Can you please come to me, Abby?
What did your daughter do? I mean, you FaceTime her?
Or
Where was she?
briefly.
Where was she?
They were being held. I don't know if I'm supposed to disclose any of this kind of information, but
So it's over.
she's safe. As far as I know, I don't know. I really don't know any details. I mean, we're just as hungry for what's going on as I'm sure all of you are.
How did you find out about this? Were you watching the news, or how did you hear about this, and what kind of were your next steps?
My mother lives close to the school, so she could see the cops and did get some information from a source that obviously is in relation to the school. She was going down, and that's all I knew about that. And then I immediately came as close as I possibly could.
Hey, can you get your name?
Bethany.
Bethany, Bethany? And what's your last name, Bethany?
Hi, man.
How do you spell that?
Highman.
And how old is your daughter?
Yes, I'm available. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just stopped and talked with this parent right here. Bethany, do you mind if I grab you real quick and chat with you? Okay. You're a parent here of a student at Abundant Life Christian Church. Can you tell us what happened here this morning?
I don't have a lot of information. I just know there was an active shooter, and that's about it. I really don't have a ton to say. All I know is that it was a traumatic experience that I had to get here as soon as possible, as close as I possibly could. And that's about it. I mean, I know that my daughter is safe from what I've heard, and I have a peace in knowing that. My heart and my prayers go out to everyone affected in this, all the parents, the children.
Did you get a chance to speak with your daughter?
I did have a brief second that I did get to talk to her.
And what was that like?
Surreal. You don't think you're gonna go through this, and like I've said before, I bring my daughter to school knowing well that this happens in the world, that people are struggling, and I pray for my daughter's safety. I pray for the entire school's safety. I pray for the hearts of the students, the teachers, the staff members. It's a very real thing, and I'm very aware that the world is like this. But my faith lies in God alone, and I have that peace knowing that He is gracious to us, and that's how I'm getting through this.
How old is your daughter?
I would rather not.
Sure. That's
disclose
okay.
that.
What do you plan on talking with her about later today when you can finally be with her?
I'm going to just be there as much as I possibly can, allow her to really open up in any way she wants to, help her know there's a safe place she can tell me anything if she needs to, and if she's not ready, I'm going to give her the space. I'm going to read her body language as much as I can, just to really be that safe spot for her. I'm going to pray with her. I'm going to remind her who our God is, that He is faithful, and do the best I can.
Can you take me back to that moment this morning? Did you get a phone call saying there was a shooting at your daughter's school?
I did, from my mother, yeah.
And what was that moment like for you, hearing that?
She told me to stay calm, and I was assuming, everything in the world but this, and not this. And as soon as it happened, your world, it stops for a minute. Everything is just, nothing else matters. There's nobody around you. You just bolt for the door and try to do everything you can as a parent to be by your kids.
Any emotions that you're feeling now? Are you angry at all? Do you feel any emotions that you weren't expecting?
There's a little bit of anger, obviously. You don't, I guess, of the unknown, not knowing why this happens. Obviously heart-wrenching, devastation for the families. I have that peace within me for my own family, but obviously you can't explain something that you're not going through, so I guess I'm just still trying to understand, navigate what's going on. It doesn't really seem real at this point.
And any message to the viewers at home who might be watching and, feeling for you in this moment and your community?
The world stuff is going to happen. It's always going to happen. There's always a why. There's always kids that need something. The mental health in this country needs to change. God needs to be put first and foremost. He is good all the time, and I will stand on that. Nobody can prepare for the devastation that you're going to feel in your life, but one thing is true, and that's what I stand by.
All right, Bethany, thank you so much.
Bethany, are these conversations you've had with your kids in the past? I mean, have there been drills? Is this something that your child maybe had prepared for or trained for in any way?
The school does run training or drills, yeah. So they are. I haven't had to, I felt, really dive deep into this matter. I didn't want to scare her, but I am the type of person where I know that I need to be upfront with my kid about these types of things. I'm not fearful of that. I just want to make sure that she is in the right mindset and she's mature enough to be able to understand and really grasp the concept. I know the world is changing, these things are happening, and I'm very open with my kids. I try to be as honest as I can and appropriate as I can where they can understand it from their viewpoint. But
Can you spell your last name again, please?
Highman.
Bethany.
Yes.
Where's your daughter right now?
I don't know if I'm supposed to disclose that information.
Did she give you any indication about what happened this morning?
It was very briefly, high and by, just to know she was okay.
And you gave her a hug?
I did not see her, no.
Didn't see her, but got to talk to her on the phone?
What updates are you hearing at this point? I mean, what are the next steps as a mom that you're expecting? What are you waiting for right now?
Personally?
Yeah.
Oof. I don't know. Who's prepared for any of this, really? I don't know what to do. I'm gonna just gather with community, family, with my daughter, and I would rather, as far as like physical steps I'm gonna take right now, I'd rather keep that.
And what about just, as a parent in general, is the district keeping you updated? What have you heard, and what are the next steps as you wait for answers?
Nothing definite. Honestly, nothing definite right now. So we are just waiting, praying, and that's all I can say about that.
Do you mind repeating your name and how old your child is?
I am not disclosing her age. Bethany. Hi, man.
Bethany, thank you.
Thank you.
So much. All right, so parents have to go through something as terrible as this on this Monday here in Madison. You heard Bethany, behind the scenes look at what happened this morning for her. She got that phone call from her mother saying there was a shooting at her daughter's school. She rushed over here and was able to have a quick second on the phone with her daughter. So you definitely feel for people like Bethany, those parents having to go through something as awful as what they've gone through today. But we're going to stay here on the scene, try to talk to some more parents as well as they kind of trickle out of this clinic over here on the east side of Madison. But for now, I'm Tim Elliott reporting on the east side. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Our media card is full. My phone is almost dead.
Okay. You think we're getting replaced?
I don't know. I have not heard anything.
Okay.
1:30.
Sorry.
So I can't feel where I'm at.
Want to go warm up in the car? Go ahead. Why don't you go warm up in the car? I got Kurt here.
Is it on?
What's up?
Chicken soup out of chicken shit.
Yummy.
So, looks like I saw in that
camera of yours that your batteries, or I mean, your media is almost all filled up.
Yep.
How much of that is today, and how much of it is it from old stuff that you can
Probably
delete?
half. Delete, yeah.
Are you going to be out here longer? What's your?
I don't know.
I'm with Mark. I'm going to meet with Mark.
Okay.
He's coming out here now.
Okay.
I don't know if he's relieving you or not.
I would hope that would be the case. I do have to go get time from school, but I'm not quite sure.
We need to get Chris here back too.
Yeah,
He needs
but
to
like
out
they're
there.
being really weird about. We're parked in that lot.
Well, there's 3 dead, possibly more.
What's that?
There's 3 dead, possibly more. From what I'm hearing.
Yeah, no, we
Okay,
know that. Yeah,
Okay.
that press conference.
No, I don't know how.
What'd you drop over there?
Huh?
What'd you drop?
Drop what?
Something.
Camera.
Oh, it was a
Yeah,
camera.
so busy getting on here shook with your camera didn't have its peaking on, didn't have its zebras on, didn't have its filter off. I was looking over her shoulder and everything was fucked up on your camera. So I don't know. That was the setting that was already on.
I don't know why.
Off.
What?
I don't know if that was something that was on or off.
I don't know why on a breaking news situation why you're not shooting stuff
Because I have to be
with the live shots.
It's just too much right now.
What's that?
These buses are bringing the kids in right now.
Oh. Yes, we just saw one of those city buses that Elizabeth was just talking about pull into this parking lot, about to pull into the parking lot here of this SSM Health Clinic. I looked inside the bus. There seemed to be students inside that bus. They are now being hopefully reunified with their parents. This is the very first bus that I've seen come through. It's a pretty large bus, looks like a double back-to-back bus right here, a Metro City bus, and it is going to go straight, it looks like, to the lobby, the front doors of this SSM Health Dean Medical Group clinic right here. As parents, we know, have been waiting inside this clinic for quite some time, hours on end now, just hoping to be reunited with their parents. We spoke, or with their children. We spoke with that one parent who said she was able to speak briefly with her child over the phone, but that was it. And you got to imagine that a lot of these parents are going to be given pretty big hugs here in just a couple of seconds as this bus looks like it's coming to a stop here and the doors are opening. I don't know if we can't get a good vantage point shot from right here. We are kind of far away and there are several vehicles blocking our viewpoint, I believe, but I do see the door is now open. And it looks like some people are heading on right now. It looks like some Madison police officers might be boarding that bus, probably going to let the kids know what the next step is. So yeah, we're not going to show the kids' faces here as they get off the bus, if they get off right here or if they pull a little closer to the clinic right there. But that seems to be what's happening right now, is that these students are being bussed in here from the school, which is just a half mile or a little bit more up the road here, on the bus where it's warm, and then they'll be taken right here to this clinic where they will be reunified with their parents. So that's going to be certainly a happy moment for a lot of parents and their children. That hug, I got to imagine, got to feel like the best hug you've ever gotten if you are going through something like this with your child being away for several hours after terrible news like this happening. But yeah, that's the first bus. There looks to be a comfort dog as well. I just saw a comfort dog. I hear a couple of them barking too. Yep, a couple of comfort dogs are on the scene. A lot of those police departments employ comfort canines where they come on the scene and they help alleviate some of the anxiety and fear and stress that comes along with a traumatic situation like this. So those golden retriever dogs are now on the scene as well. As these parents and students get ready to reunite for the first time since this morning when they dropped them off for school. So we'll stay here on the scene and keep you updated on what's happening. But for now, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio. Oh my gosh.
Do we want to go down there?
Where?
I mean, we're not gonna film the kids getting off.
Yeah, I guess maybe out of the, yeah, let's go down there. Kurt's down there, I guess, isn't he?
Kurt's right here at the bus stop.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe he'll head down there. Hello. Are you guys retrieving us?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we're supposed to go back, or?
It was unclear.
Oh, okay.
Just say go. So
We were told to just come out.
Okay. Okay.
I know Lee is also.
What's that?
Lee is also headed out.
Yeah.
this
Okay.
way.
I'll call Jess and see what she wants to
do we
do.
know where Jason is? Because I have his battery.
I think Elizabeth up the road at the actual
So I might have
school.
to hike there and.
I'm not really sure
I
what.
don't let you in there.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think we're allowed to go past there.
I don't think we're.
Mother there. What's her last name? M-A-N or M-E-N? It was M-A-N, right?
Bethany?
Yeah.
Or her last name?
Her last name.
I don't remember her last name.
That's-
Sorry, I
no,
got
it's
it
all
on
good.
tape, but
Yeah,
I don't.
no,
Yeah,
it's all good.
I apologize. Woo.
Do you have?
I texted Jess.
Yes. You're gonna need them. Okay. Yes. I have a hat and gloves.
You texted her?
Yeah. I didn't want to disconnect from the.
No, yeah. They're gonna. Oh, it's cold. It's brutal. Yeah. I can't like move my computer.
I have an extra pair of socks if you need it in
That's
my
okay.
car.
My feet are okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna get out of here.
Saying, I know all of your stuff is in the car. Worst comes to worst.
Where'd you guys park?
We parked around the back of the Quick Trip.
Okay.
So you could always take ours because we'll
Oh
be
yeah,
here
that's a good
while,
point.
And then figure it out. Come back later.
I'll try to get ours first, just to.
So my house keys in that car, so.
Yeah, you got to do. Okay.
No rush, obviously.
Yeah. I'm gonna go sit in this car for a second. Is this car on, Christian? Okay. Oh, thanks. Woo! What's up? Oh, really? Oh my God. Yeah. I have not, and I am ready in a minute, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine, you're fine. Look at these gloves.
Can you look at me quick?
Yeah, I think the police are trying to keep that moment between parents and their children as private as possible. We can't get a good vantage point over there. It's kind of farther away, and there's a bunch of vehicles in the parking lot, pretty much just blocking our view at the moment. But we know those reunions are happening. Hopefully right now inside the lobby right there, maybe even inside the bus, as parents eagerly await that moment when they can hug their child once again after having probably the worst morning, the worst day of their lives, running over here as fast as they can, frantically trying to figure out what was going on. We saw parents here earlier this morning that were parking and getting out of their car and running up the road toward the school, not knowing that they were supposed to go here to the clinic, and this is where they were going to be briefed by authorities, and they were going to tell them, hey, this is the plan going forward as we kind of work through something like this. There's steps that have to be they have to go through when something like this happens. Students have to be accounted for, make sure everybody's safe. They were taken out of the building, we know that, and eventually put on these buses, well, this first bus over here, and then brought here to this Dean Health Clinic just on the intersection of Badger Road and Buckeye Road and Buckeye Road and Stoughton Road, excuse me. But yes, this is the good part of today, this moment of beautiful reuniting between parents and kids. An absolute tragedy this morning, though. Don't want to miss that, though, that 3 people are dead, 2 of them shot and killed, the third person, the shooter, taking their own life. And we know that several more injured and at the hospital at this moment, some of them suffering minor injuries. The chief said anywhere from minor injuries to life-threatening injuries. So a lot of people still having a pretty rough time with what's happening here. It's hard to process for a lot of these parents. It's overwhelming. It's hard to think about where you go from here. You know, we spoke with that one parent who I asked her, what are you going to do when you get home with your daughter who has just been through something as traumatic as this? And she had kind of mentioned, I'm just going to kind of feel her out, look at her body language, see how she's doing. I'll ask her what she wants, what she may need, and let her go through her process. So it's so fresh, it's so new for a lot of these students, a lot of these parents. They see it on the news way too often these days that something like this happens at a school somewhere far away, but today it's happened right here in Madison at their school, at Abundant Life Christian School. So a difficult day for many, but also a beautiful moment hopefully happening for a lot of parents where they get to grab their child and know that they can tuck them in safely in bed tonight. So that's what a lot of parents are doing right now, and we're anticipating hopefully more buses coming this way, as we know that a lot of kids went to that school right up there, just up the road here on Buckeye Road. So we'll send it back to you in the studio, Gabriella and Phoebe. I'll stay here on the scene and hopefully maybe talk with another parent or two. Go sit in the car for 5 minutes.
Okay.
In the driver's seat. Yeah, thanks, man. Ooh.
I gotta go. Jason told me that. Jason told me to bring you guys and love you to take to Braden's alley.
Ooh, the cart. Nice. The wagon. Smart. What's that?
Beautiful job.
Oh, thank you. Whew. Yeah. Did you get called in just now? Yeah. Yeah.
No. Maybe?
I called you just when this stuff started happening.
No, I didn't. I didn't see it.
Let me make sure I have your number right. Because Lily tried calling you.
Yeah, I called Brody back. He called me. Are you 756?
No, I'm 444-8086.
No, I didn't. I'm 608-444-8086.
I'm gonna create this right now. So, is that your desk number?
Yeah, that's my current desk number.
What?
444-0.
Whew.
0447?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. So 2:30 still time they're talking about?
That's the last I heard,
Where
yeah.
did they have it last time?
Just literally right here on this little patch of grass.
Looks like they might be talking to somebody.
You've had a second pair of gloves this whole time?
My hands get a little sweaty.
You do have two hats on.
I got a muff.
What is it?
And then a hat.
A muff?
Ear muff.
Oh.
And then a hat. So we have one parent so far.
I also got another parent running up, and I was running. Thank you. I was running with him. And he's like, "I'm terrified." So that would be like a good like nap pop kind of thing, but I don't think it's like a.
And all that in the system.
Yeah. Brooklyn said she was recording, so I don't know though.
Okay. Is that your camera right there?
Yeah. Yeah, Kurt, can you do the camera? They want to talk to me. I haven't heard anything yet. She just said, "Are you ready?"
where they're at currently, and just kind of getting the updates on that lockdown and everything. But at 2:30 we should have some more answers from with the professor with Sean Barnes. And yeah, and then I talked to a neighbor nearby. I think the biggest thing that he pointed out was just that he was saying that you could never expect always hear about have it right in your backyard is something different. So that's all I got for now for you, Eric. But for now, reporting live from Madison, I know how to news for now.
Yeah, I spoke with a parent not long ago. She was walking up to the scene after walking this area. She said she was able to speak with her child on the phone. She wasn't able to see her in person, but was able to speak with her over the phone very briefly and was able to check in with her daughter. Her daughter is safe, and she was just absolutely ecstatic that her daughter is okay. So that's hopefully what some parents are experiencing right now behind me at this SSM Health Clinic here at the intersection of Stoughton Road and Buckeye Road, where parents are being slowly reunited with their children. We saw a bus pull up here, a Metro City bus pull up and park in this parking lot. It looked like there were students in that bus. It was a rather large bus, so a lot of kids were inside, and hopefully those children are being reunited with their families right now. We still know a lot of kids are still down there where Elizabeth was reporting from earlier this morning, so they're not here yet, but hopefully those city buses are making the rounds and they'll be here with their parents very shortly. But we are expecting to hear once again from Chief Sean Barnes here, hopefully shortly in about 40 minutes or so. He briefed the media at around 12:15, 12:30 today and told us that there would be another media briefing around 2:30. We do know that 3 people are dead. One of those people includes the shooter. We don't know the other 2 victims, if they're students, teachers, or what grade they are in, how old they are, boy or girl. We don't have any of that information. So that's the kind of information we're looking to confirm next, hopefully when we hear from the chief around 2:30. Another thing that we're looking here for is parents who are walking up, being reunited with their children. Again, I spoke with that one parent, but most of the parents have been inside that building for a few hours now as they await information and their student to arrive here at the clinic here at the intersection of Stoughton Road and Buckeye Road. So a very fluid situation. Early on when we got here, authorities were trying to figure out what the best way was to tackle this, with media arriving on the scene, multiple different law enforcement agencies arriving on the scene, and of course hordes of family who were family members and parents and friends who were showing up just trying to get answers and trying to get their loved ones in their arms here. But we were told the media staging area was there. We were then shortly kicked out of that parking lot of the clinic because they want to give parents and students some privacy as they have that reunification moment that is going to be oh so special for those parents and those students to hold their children once again. A lot of these parents, dropped their children off at school earlier this morning, just a few hours before they came rushing back to this school, to this area, to see if their child was okay. So we're hoping to speak with parents after they get reunited with their children, because that for sure is going to be a special moment on a day like today, and with Christmas taking place next week, the holidays maybe a little extra special for those families who are coming together. This school, just a half mile or so up the road, a Christian school. A lot of the parents I spoke with, several of them, their faith playing a role in this morning. So definitely a difficult day for a lot of people, but they are relying on their faith as they move forward here today. Reporting live from the east side, I'm Tim Elliott for 15 News. We'll send it back to you, Gabriella and Phoebe, in the studio.
He got it.
Nice.
I had everything.
Wait, you got what?
Our car.
Who?
Christian got our car.
Oh, good. Oh, the game's on
to the fire station.
You are?
So you're
Just
taking
wants us to go live immediately. I think we're gonna take a live view. Vanessa's live view.
You're peeking the
Okay,
TV
where is she? She's there?
in the Mark is coming
What the hell is this your car? Okay,
We
so
gotta
as soon
go
as
up,
Mark
yeah.
gets here, I'm out of here, kind of thing?
Yeah,
Sounds
hand
like-
off with him. And then
Cool.
Okay, but you guys have a live viewer TV that you're getting?
Coming.
Okay, cool.
Should I leave?
Did you hear what were they at? Fire station?
I don't know which one.
They said in the press conference.
It's in the.
Okay.
team somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's no longer here?
Not the 231.
I can take it. I
She
gotta go
wants
back
us
to the
live
station anyway.
by
Okay.
2:15 or
All right.
earlier. So we're gonna go.
Bye, guys.
So when I
Do
was
you
up
have
there,
that key?
yeah, it's in the car.
It's in the car, okay.
Yeah, so when I was up there, the police. Yeah, you can.
You sure?
As long as you're out here, you can have them.
Okay.
And it's deer blood. It's not anything else.
Jason's at
We
the
wash them
school.
best
Oh,
I
that.
can.
Oh, okay. It's all good. With Elizabeth.
Jason's at the school.
With Elizabeth. With
Or I
Elizabeth.
think, yeah. So I don't know.
They went together.
But theirs is better.
Okay. Should I walk down there? I don't know how. I guess I'm waiting for Mark to get here.
Yeah.
Because then I'll go back with you guys to the station.
Oh, you're gonna come back with us.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Take the
gotta
drone
go
back too.
I'll take the drone back too. Sounds good.
How'd you get the car? You just asked him. They're like, yeah, sure.
I just walked in. I asked this guy, and then the guy. Literally walked up to the doors.
Yeah.
Always help just asking
like,
first
yeah.
before you.
Yeah, it's full anyways.
Yeah, just pop that out. Head out. I don't want to do
Break it
that.
down.
I'm all self-contained.
You're up and you're good. Your TV's up.
Yep, I'm self-contained. I'm ready to go.
But do you need his mic and his receiver for a lead?
I'm not going to use that.
Okay.
Something in a receiver at all?
I have a hard wire and a receiver.
Oh, okay.
Alright, they wouldn't let me walk down there to give him these batteries.
Okay. I can see that. Yeah, it's just this guy is cracked at the base of it. Here's Mark. Is there anyone coming down from the station yet? Anybody else?
Yeah, Tabitha and...
Oh, Tabitha's already here.
Yeah, they already went down. He said that...
So Mills isn't coming here?
No, I'm leaving Mills today.
Oh.
Too much of an issue with getting her here, so they're just saying.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Not the first choice.
It's not a big deal, you know. I'm sure there was some kind of
You're the one that stayed.
extracurricular thing, and you have no family, so you're not going.
Yeah.
So, you know.
You're Madison's favorite stepdad.
That's true.
Uncle. There you go.
Creepy stepmother. Can you hold that for a second?
That's okay. He already dropped his camera.
For the first time in years.
I almost didn't grab my warmer coat because it was pretty warm today. And then I did just in case.
It was warmer this morning.
Yeah.
I got colder. So am I good to go?
Yeah, I think I'm taking over for you.
Okay.
So, She just said go live, but I can go one more time.
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
They want you live?
Yeah, is a reporter ready to go live? I said.
No. Hang on. Hang on.
I need a microphone.
Yeah, I know. One thing at a time.
I think I'll do one more hit.
Yeah.
For now.
Sorry.
So now I gotta somehow get my IFB so I can hear what the heck's going on.
You want me to call you in with me?
No, I'll use ClearCom. Hopefully that won't be a problem.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hang on. But am I ready? Jesus.
Yeah, I've been anticipating more buses coming this way with children from Abundant Life, which is just up the road here, but still it's just been the one bus thus far. That bus, though, was a considerable size, so there were quite a few students on that bus that were meeting up with their parents here at this lobby at this SSM Health Clinic. But again, yeah, just the one bus so far, but we know several hundred students go to that school, which is just up the road, K through 12, so you have a wide age range of children here that attend this school. But you alluded to that parent that I spoke about a little later this morning. When I first arrived on the scene, I found a father who was frantic. He was running up and down the street trying to find where he should go. He forgot his phone in his car. He ran back to get his phone. He said he was terrified. He's got two children that go to this school, and he was just trying to find out some information. He ran in the building, and I haven't seen him since. So I'm assuming he's still inside. Another parent, a mother, walked up, said she was able to speak with her daughter telling her she was okay. They weren't able to see each other in person, but were able to speak over the phone very briefly, and that's all that she needed, was to know that her daughter was okay and that she could and try to get some more information from the officers. But that reunification that we've been talking about all morning long, happening right here behind me inside this lobby, we're thinking, right at this health clinic behind me, which, as you mentioned, is now closed as well. And I heard you guys bring up the comfort dogs, the therapy dogs. I saw several of those dogs here in the parking lot heading on into the clinic. Those dogs, of course, used in emergency situations where trauma happens to children. They help relieve their stress, their anxiety during a terrible situation like this. I also heard you guys mention the cases of water that were being dropped off for the first responders up the road at the school. Those cases of water came from right here at this Quick Trip. We saw them wheeling it out on a cart and literally walking it up this big hill right here on this sidewalk, taking it to those first responders. So you guys mentioned in times of trouble, in times of bad things happening like this, look for the helpers, and those were definitely the helpers right there. So this is what happens after a situation goes down like this, a tragedy like this. People come together and they support one another, and we're seeing that here in the Madison community, and that's one thing you'd like to see when something as terrible as this happens today. But we're still awaiting an update from the Madison police chief. We're hoping to get that at around 2:30. We're told the press conference that's going to be taking place will be taking place at a fire station nearby, so we'll have a crew there that will bring you that information live as that happens in just a little bit here. But for now, the reunification process still taking place. It's been a slow burn for a lot of these parents who are probably very eager to get their hands around their children for probably the best hug they're ever going to get in their life right here today behind me at the intersection of Stoughton Road and Buckeye Road. But we'll send it back to you in the studio as the rain starts to come down here on the east side of Madison.
It's one quick over.
I wasn't hearing anything on RS2.
Did we?
Were they giving you any directions at all?
Yeah, I hear.
It was just a few. It was just rap, but that's yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Do we have indication when, when Mark's doing hits, when you're doing hits?
I'm not sure.
Watch out, guys. There's one. Yeah, I know.
Yes, a parade of therapy dogs. You see them right now. I see 4. One's coming up at the end. And these dogs seem to be going towards the church. These therapy dogs seem to be going towards the church. We will see them. Hi.
Can you hear me? Okay, there are the therapy dogs walking through. You see the police officer lifting up the crime scene tape. I see 4 very good dogs in vests headed into the church. Now, this is where children are right now. The church is just about a football field away from Abundant Life Christian School. That is where they are keeping these kids. We saw them bringing in pizza, resources, and now these dogs are going in. And then from the church, we assume they will get on more of the city buses that are lined up. There are 2 more city buses lined up waiting for kids to board. We saw 1 bus go by already, head to the area where they're going to be reunited with their parents. I saw very tiny children, definitely elementary schoolers, being very brave on that bus, headed to their parents. So we are going to be out here again. We are waiting on those buses, more people to come in. We want those moments of reunification. That is the hope that we are looking for today. And as you can see, those dogs are, as we thought, going in that church right now to see those students, to be a comfort, to be resources, everything those students need to feel safe. That is what our first response. Of course, they hope that they will never happen, but of course, we've seen a lot unfold here today in Madison. We will keep you up to date, but for now, live in Madison, Elizabeth Wattis, WMTV 15 News. Bus moving.
But now, at least, it's not a therapy dog. And I think that is something that is so important. You know, it's something, you said community is so important today. Most of the time, and that is just another sense of the community.
Kids are coming out.
It's a devastating moment. It's a devastating situation. At least a little bit better for these kids.
Yeah, little guys.
Hours after being dropped off at school, that call's coming in. You know, just before 11.
More kids are coming out.
Good to know.
Abby, can you hear me? Abby, I think the bus is gonna be coming. Can you hear me? Okay, I think the bus is gonna be moving here.
Bus moving.
Bus moving. Bus moving. It's coming. We're gonna miss it probably. Okay. Okay. All right.
This is not the Reunification Center. This is. It is.
That bus that Marcus was referencing just passed us about 10 seconds ago. We are assuming it is heading the half-mile away to that Reunification Center. Again, I was able to peek into that bus as it passed us. Again, really young children that we were seeing in there. So small that their heads didn't even make it past the seat. Again, we saw police officers in there with them and accompanied by some adults, some kids again on the laps of the adults, and you know, just headed hopefully to their parents. You know, seeing the kids that small really puts into perspective you know, what they went through today, and how it is going to take a really, really long time to heal from everything that has unfolded today here in Madison. And our thoughts are just with these families and these children who are being so brave right now in a situation they should have never been in the first place. Again, we've seen a lot of resources come into that church behind me right there. That is just about a football field away from where the school is, Abundant Life Christian School. We have seen community members with water bottles coming in, police cars filled with pizza coming in, and you just saw that parade of therapy dogs in there as well, and also people in vests who you can tell you know, help in these situations with the mental health aspects of this. Such a toll on these tiny, tiny humans that we are seeing hopefully go reunite with their parents. It was raining just a few moments ago. That has since stopped. And first responders, hopefully the rain has passed so they can really, you know, be non-obstructed with the work that they have to do. A lot of work is still going on in that school. We know police are combing it inch by inch, still collecting evidence, trying to figure out what happened. That is the school you're looking at right now, the K through 12 Abundant Life Christian School. No students are in there. We know that. It is all officers, all hand on deck. We know K9 units are in there as well, just trying to preserve the crime scene, looking for evidence and processing all of it. And the other building, the church, that is where all the efforts are on the students, the faculty, the staff, who went through something most of us hopefully can't even imagine this morning. So we'll keep you updated here. I don't see any more. There is another city bus, it looks like right now. We're not going to get too close, but kids are loading it onto it right now. We do see that, and we will keep you posted. It just seems like that's good news. The more buses we can get, that means the more children are being reunified with their parents, and that's what we want to see right now. For now, live in Madison, Elizabeth Wattis, WMTV 15 News.
My phone battery's at 7%.
Okay. Yeah, our NBC thing is at 2:35. So in about 20 minutes.
Shot as a bump shot after our hit. It's the best thing they have.
But again, just to reiterate, there has been 3 Metro City buses here that say not service that have taken students from the church that is across the street.
Let me go plug my phone in. Just...
Okay, yeah.
This is a K through 12 school, wide range of ages for kids here. The campus is also shared with a preschool that includes kids from infants up to 4 years old. It really just pulls at your heartstrings. Here behind us is a church that is on this campus, and this is where students have been held after the shooting, waiting to head to the Reunification Center, which is about half a mile down the road. I want you to look at these blocks. Several of these
in a number of
walking from this church, waiting on the bus, and then heading half a mile down the road to that Reunification Center.
We're going to keep our eye on this lot.
7, 8, 9 years old.
That plan on showing up and taking students back now.
Be with their parents. The latest information that we have in terms of timeline for this is that just before a judgment in the state of Colorado happened shooting at the Underwood Christian School, this would have been almost 3 hours after this thing started. We're not just driving multiple cases. Police have not released about the victims or the shooter or any gender backgrounds, all the families have been, there is a huge age for kids on this campus. We talked about the school being K through 12, but sharing with that preschool now reported through the Journal Central newspaper. So parents running into that reunification center to get their kids, some of the car seats. So we have guidance statement for the abandoned Christian school. Kids are there asking the churches, praying for the community, open up Facebook, hold the daily after school incident of ALPS. We are in the midst of following up. We will share information we are able. Please pray. You've also talked about some of what we were hoping to learn from the next update coming up in the next 10 to 20 minutes. Details about the shooter, the shooting measures the school had in place, and what will likely take longer to find out. What led up to this horrific shooting at this private Christian school in 9 days in Texas. Also, in the last few months, a number of origins load onto these city buses, taken to the Reunification Center, where they will be brought back together again with their parents. Imagine what they have all been going through this morning.
Minutes. I'm gonna go sit in there for a few minutes and try to find the number they want me to call in on.
Okay.
Is my battery, I'm still at 2. It's been holding 2, so I think we're good.
Ring, ring. Ring. Ring, ring.
What's up, Christian? Here, 1 second. We can't hear you. Jason's coming.
Hello.
Hi, I have some batteries for you. They wouldn't let me walk towards the school from where we were. Do you think we can drive around like the backside and come get them to you? Where are you guys?
Yeah.
We're at Twilight and Buckeye.
Twilight and Buckeye? Okay.
Yeah, and you'll have to go around.
Right. So I took like Cottage Grove Road, then took
Yeah, Cottage Grove, take a right. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, take a right on Acewood, and so on and so on. So.
Okay, so Twilight and Buckeye. Got it. Well, we'll meet you over there. I got 2 batteries for you, and then
We do have a hit with NBC in 10 minutes, so we won't be able to move.
Yeah, I'll come to you.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye. I just love the Lee.
Love what?
I don't want to make this political, but there has been gun control issues, and
Where's Abby? I need to do an NBC hit in 10, so I'm out of commission. Okay, I'm gonna call. What is PL? Do you know? IFB and PL. Is that
Personal
for
line?
you?
or full check line, yeah, probably.
Okay, let's call.
Okay, so what is it?
Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
Six 202-7884.
That's cute. Excellent.
Are they talking to you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear anything. What did they say?
I'm sorry, say again. What?
and we'll get on IFTV, and I think we're just gonna go like pretty much right away. So I can help you get on IFTV if he's not called in right now. Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. They sent an email out.
Hi, we're just waiting for the fire chief to be in, and then we'll have everyone come in to do this. If you weren't at the scene, what we are going to do when it comes time for questions is we're gonna have each outlet ask one. Dylan here will essentially point from left to right our way, and then each reporter again will be granted one question, and then we'll have them answer that way.
So just raise your hands. We're going to answer questions. So
Yeah.
yes. Any questions right now? We're just waiting for.
How far is the chief?
He's supposed to be here any second. So it's going to be Police Chief Barnes, and then Fire Chief Carbon, and then Master Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway, and then County Executive Melissa Agard. And then we'll take questions after that. All right. See you in a minute.
Okay.
When you're setting up, we're all going to have to walk right through here. So, do you guys mind like doing right over there? So we can have a little bit of a.
So there are they're coordinating it with the live presser. So the ideal situation, they said, is to come to us first, take the presser live, and then come to us to debrief. But if the presser starts first, they'll go there and then come to us.
I'll be here.
Say. Actually, was gonna go take lunch.
This is the part where, again, I would normally start by saying good afternoon and thanking you for being here, but under these circumstances, I'll just give you a minute to start your live streams or do whatever you need to do. And while you're doing that, my name is Chief Sean Barnes, SHONBARNES. I'm currently the Chief of Police for the Madison Police Department. I'll be providing a brief update of the school shooting that we had today in Madison. There is some information that we're not going to release because it's still an ever-evolving situation. You'll hear from some of our representatives from our city and from our county, and behind me are a lot of people who came together today to make sure that the day ended well and that everyone else was safe. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and start my remarks. Today truly is a sad day for Madison and for our country. It is a day that I believe will live in our collective minds for a very, very long time. Here are the details. Today at 10:57 a.m., our team was called to the Abundant Life Christian School in reference to an active shooter. We know that 3 people are dead, including the suspect shooter. We know that the suspect shooter was a teenage student who attended the school. At this time, we're not releasing the age or gender of the student or any other identifying remarks about the student. 2 other people have died. That died were a teacher and a teenage student. 6 other people were injured. 2 students are now in critical condition in the hospital, and these injuries are considered life-threatening injuries. 4 students are also at other area hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries. But these are just the physical injuries that we know about. We know that this was the middle of the day of a school day, and so there will be other injuries that we'll have to face for a very, very long time. And we're going to do everything we can as a community to heal those injuries as well. Many of you have asked me about the why of this. Why did this happen? What do we know? What was the motivation? I do not know. But I will tell you this, our detectives are working hard in the investigative process to find out as many answers as we can so that we can further prevent these things from happening, not only in this community, but in other communities around our country. I think we can all agree that enough is enough, and we have to come together to do everything we can to support our students, to prevent press conferences like these from happening again and again and again. The school building itself is clear. We have cleared the school. There's no other threats or danger to the community. We're in the process now of what we call reunification. And what that simply means is making sure that every student that was in the school is present and accounted for and returned to their loved ones. This usually takes a while, but we have practiced, unfortunately, and practice, and that's why we're able to reunify students with their parents within hours of a school shooting. The reunification is taking place at the Dean Clinic on Stoughton Road, and I certainly thank them for their help. Again, we need our public to find an alternate route. If that is your normal way home as we get closer to the end of the day, please be patient or find another route home. We're currently processing the scene. We're interviewing those who may have been witnesses, and we're obtaining search warrants to get additional information. And lastly, I want to just say thank you to everyone who's standing behind me, the organizations and agencies that they represent, the men and women of the Madison Police Department and Dane County Sheriff's Office who selflessly ran into a building not knowing what they were going to encounter. Many of you know this about me, but I started my professional career, if you will, as a public school teacher back in 1997. And I taught public school for 4 years. It was one of the greatest joys of my life before becoming a police officer. And I can tell you what a special place our schools are. With that being said, we owe it to our community to do everything possible to ensure that it's not only a special place, but a safe place as well. And we're going to continue to do that. So we ask for your patience as information is coming in. We will do the best that we can to bring you accurate and timely information, but we want to make sure that our public knows that we're working extremely hard on this particular incident. There are a lot of people involved, and certainly we're going to come together as a community. I'd like to bring up at this time Police Fire Chief Chris Carvin.
Thank you, Chief Barnes. Before I start, the only thing I can say is this is not a place that any fire chief or any one of us would ever want to be, and I can't believe I'm standing here today talking about this incident. The fire department is a part of this community, much like all the folks standing up here with me today. Our hearts are with and our arms are around everybody impacted today and everybody within our community. With that, I won't repeat the details shared by Chief Barnes, but I will share with you the fire department activity for today. Much like Chief Barnes mentioned, at 10:57, we were also dispatched with Engine 5 and Medic 5 to the same location. Throughout the course of the incident, we responded with 5 engine companies, 4 ladder companies, 15 ambulances. I would like to take a moment and share our gratitude for our county partners throughout a multitude of EMS and fire agencies that joined us in the response today. We also had 11 off-duty chief officers that came in on this response, so it was a tremendous response from the fire department. We transported 4 patients to St. Mary's. We transported 3 patients to the University of Wisconsin hospitals. On the arrival of our crews, I can say my gratitude to our membership for what they did and their selfless actions today. It's hard for me to place into words what they ran into as well. They did that immediately, they did that selflessly, and within a course of 15 minutes from the first transport to the last transport, all the patients were on their way to the hospital. So to our membership within the Madison Fire Department and within all the emergency services, my gratitude, my recognition of the work that goes into this, the training that went into this, that again, we had hoped we would never have to put into practice. One more time on behalf of the Madison Fire Department, our hearts are with you, our arms are around you, and we will be with you throughout the duration of this. So at this point, I'll step aside, turn it over to the mayor.
Thank you, Chiefs, both of you. This is an incredibly sad day for our community. As you've heard, there is no danger to the community at this time, but our entire community has been impacted by this tragic incident. On behalf of the Common Council and the City of Madison staff, I want to offer our heartfelt condolences to the victims and families and to the whole Abundant Life community. Our focus now is on supporting them and supporting the victims and their families. And we will continue to do that through the coming days and weeks. I also want to thank our first responders, the police, fire, the medical staff, for their quick action and their life-saving efforts. As you've heard already, this is a whole of government response. It is not just police and fire. It is not just City of Madison. We have folks from all around the county. We have folks from multiple agencies engaged in both the initial immediate response and the ongoing support, and will be engaged for days and weeks to come. I also want to thank the White House and the governor and others in the federal government and state government for reaching out to offer their support and help. We will be drawing on resources as needed going forward. But the most important thing right now is to make sure that we are centering the victims and their families, and that we are doing whatever we can to support them and to help them heal, and to lift our entire community up through this difficult incident. I am on record that I think we need to do better in our country and our community to prevent gun violence. And I hoped that this day would never come in Madison. It is not something that any mayor, any fire chief, any police chief, any person in public office ever wants to have to deal with. And so I will ask our entire community and our entire country to do whatever we can to make sure that no public official ever has to stand in this position again. And now I'll invite the county executive to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, our community is reeling from the heartbreaking and senseless tragedies at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison. As a mom who received a text from her son at a high school here in the city of Madison wondering if he was safe, I can tell you, this hits you in the gut. Our community is better than this. Our country is better than this. Cannot continue. My heart goes out to the victims and their families and the students and the educators, and the list goes on and on. Every one of us is affected by this unimaginable and unacceptable violence that has hit our community today. Dane County stands united in grief with the Abundant Life Christian School community. The Sheriff's Department, the Department of Emergency Management, Department of Human Services have all been on the front lines. My phone has been ringing from people across our state and our nation asking what it is that they can do to help our community. And right now, it is our time to be committed to supporting this school, these students, and these families, and our first responders who went into that building during this devastating time. We must work closely with our law enforcement officers and first responders, mental health professionals, community leaders, and policymakers to ensure that we are taking care of one another. No community should ever have to endure such a tragedy. And my administration is going to do everything that it can to provide assistance to those who have experienced this devastating loss, and also do everything that we can to prevent such tragedy from occurring. To all of those who are grieving in our community, please know that you're not alone. Dane County stands with you. We're here to support you in any way possible. Please reach out and ask for help. The governor's office, as well as the mayor's office, and I will continue to update the public as we learn more. But please understand, there are many things that we cannot share with you right now. This is an active investigation. This is an active case. The SSM Health Clinic near the intersection of Buckeye Road and Stoughton Road is the Reunification Center. I know that that has been out, but we need to make sure that folks know where it is that they can go to be reunited with their children. Again, in the coming days, we are going to make sure that we are supporting those that have been most impacted by this. But folks, reach out, ask for help. This does not need to be the reality of our community. Thank you.
All right, we'll start over here with questions. Just raise your hands.
Tell us, how did this unfold? Can you give us a bit of a timeline on how your officers got into the building?
Sure. We received a call at approximately 10:57 a.m. Someone from the school called 911 to report that there was an active shooter. That means something different to us. Obviously, there's different protocols that go out, tone alerts even, so that even if officers are busy doing other things, they respond. One of the things that I do want to note is that our training center is about 3 miles from there. We have special event team medics, those that work with the fire department, responded to this particular scene from their training day. So what began as a training day became an actual day. And so that's how this call originally came in.
Nicholas, did you have a question?
What can you tell us, if anything, more about this shooter and what their motivations were, or have you made contact with their family members? Anything updated on that?
Sure. There's nothing new that I can tell you about the shooter at this time. Again, as difficult as today is, that's still someone's child that's gone. That's still someone that has to deal with what happened today. And so we want to make sure that we can ensure as much cooperation as we can. You asked me about why, as I stated before. I don't know why. And I felt like if we did know why, we could stop these things from happening. But what I will tell you is, as soon as we are done with the investigation, any information that we uncover that will not compromise the safety of anyone involved or compromise the confidentiality of any of these children that are involved, we'll tell you. I just ask for your patience.
All right, over there. Sorry, go right ahead.
Chief, what kind of gun was used today?
We know it was a handgun. We know a handgun was recovered.
All right, sit down right there.
Was the shooting confined to one classroom, or did it spread out?
We know it was confined to one space. I do not know if it was a classroom or a hallway. One of the things that we've gotten very good at, certainly different from in my day, is that if you do not need to be in a crime scene, you do not need to go to a crime scene. And so the crime scene and those persons who were involved, they have that crime scene locked down. I did not go or enter into that crime scene. But if you can imagine, most schools, the students go together, but they are segregated. So on each different floor, in each different group. And so there's no evidence that anyone else was injured that was not in that age group.
Danielle?
What can you say at this time about how school staff responded when the shooting started?
I cannot speak to how the school staff responded. You know, we did have injuries, but it could have always, of course, had additional injuries. I do not know what the school's protocols are. Again, this is a private Christian school. I know that we have a very good rapport with MMSD, Madison Metropolitan Schools, public schools. So we have done trainings for them before, but I would assume that most of the teachers have the same or some similar type of training as a part of their certification.
There's conflicting reports online about how many students are enrolled at the school. Can you confirm approximately how many students attend the school?
I do not know how many students attend the school, but their website says that they serve about 200 families.
Right in the back, white.
What kind of support systems are going to be made available to people who are affected by this attack?
That's a good question. As you heard from our mayor and our county exec, we have services within our government that will be made available to them. I have a lot of confidence that they're going to follow through on that, and we'll make sure that that persons who need to. Do you guys want to speak to that?
So, Dane County Human Services, as well as the Red Cross and other consolidated agencies, are already on scene. And we will continue to be on scene, and those resources will be bolstered. Again, please reach out. You are not alone. We are going to navigate this together. And there are people who are affected by this trauma who are not in the Reunification Center or at the school. We need folks to be reaching out because we do have resources available.
Did you know if Abundant Christian Life School, did they have a school resource officer employed?
It's not my knowledge that they had a school resource officer. That if they did, it would be a police officer, and I know where they all are, and they're not in the schools right now.
15 in the back there.
So in terms of witnesses that you mentioned about investigation, what is that looking like, and how many
Sure.
witnesses are you guys speaking with?
Sure. So the detectives will talk to anyone who may have seen this particular event unfold, anyone that may have been unfortunate to hear something. They will be talking to them. It's my understanding that that's in process now, and everyone is cooperating fully. That will give us an idea of not only what unfolded, but it could answer the question to motivation, because again, the students who unfortunately had to witness this. But that's not something that we want to rush. We're not going to interrogate students. We're going to give them an opportunity to come in and speak to what they may have saw when they feel ready, which is why some of these questions can't be answered right now.
All right, Spectrum Road.
How do you reassure the community that it's still okay to go back to school? I mean, everybody's got kids, and I think, maybe it happened at this school, but there's everybody that's got a kid anywhere, right? This in Dane County, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, I think you're asking me, how can I say 100% that no child will ever be harmed in school? I can't. No police chief can. But all I can tell you is that we have systems in place so that if something happens, we can respond like we did today. I can tell you that our mayor and our county exec has committed resources to not only public health, but also mental health. I can tell you that every teacher that I've ever had contact with at MMSD cares deeply about their students. Every staff member, I talk to staff members all the time who tell me things that are going on in the schools and want to do whatever they can, even if it's under anonymity, to let me know that they want to have a safe school. So my reassurance to the public is that if you see something, say something. If you know someone who may be going through a difficult time, please reach out to someone. And I think what I can do is make sure that our police department is transparent and open and honest and inviting for people to call and give information. I think MMSD does an excellent job of that. And the same thing can be said for any other private school. If you want to give information or you need someone to talk to, I can promise you we'll have someone there to get that information.
Chief, understanding that this is a private school you may not be as familiar with, what can you tell us about some of the physical measures that are in place in this school, whether it's metal detectors, secure entryway, cameras, et cetera?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've never been in this school, unfortunately. I'm not aware that there were metal detectors in the school. That's something that we can certainly look at. Most schools have some form of surveillance or public space cameras, but that will be, of course, part of the investigation process.
Scott?
Chief, can you clarify? You said 7 were injured, but 6 were hospitalized. Does that mean one's been treated or released? And secondly, is the shooter's family cooperating with the investigation?
Yeah, so it's 2 questions, but let me try to handle the first one. So I'm trying to go back to my notes. So we do know that 1 person was pronounced at the scene. And so that may be the 7th person, but we can get you all that information. Just when we're done, I'll have my PIO give that to you so you can report it accurately. And what was your second question?
Is the shooter's family cooperating?
At this time, yes.
Right.
So you have made contact with the shooter's family?
We have.
And what were the steps taken to do that?
It's through the investigative process, okay?
Laura?
Yeah.
Is the shooter's home being searched? We've got some information that is ongoing.
Yes, obviously, once we have identified, we have initiated a search, but we think that search is either ongoing now or that search may be concluded. Of course, it's about safety. That's the first thing, making sure that people are safe, and then we'll go from there. This has been, this has been an amazing day for everyone. And so if you have someone who is deceased, who may have been a shooter, you want to make sure that their family is okay. You don't know. And so that is what we're doing right now. It is about the safety of everyone. This is going to be a long day for the Madison Police Department. We just want some of your patience.
Are you aware, had the school had any prior threats, and then just, jumping off of that, do you know if the shooter had any prior contact with law enforcement?
We do not know that the shooter had any prior contact with law enforcement, but I did do a check of the school. There were some calls, but they were like 911 hang-ups, things of that nature. There was nothing that suggested that the school was a place that violence would occur.
Chief, I know that you mentioned that the shooter died of a self-inflicted gun wound. Did that happen before officers arrived at the school, or when the shooter saw officers coming into the school?
Yeah, so let me say that the cause and manner in which the shooter died will be determined by the inmate. But what I can tell you is the shooter was dead upon our arrival, police department arrival, and no officers fired their weapons. Okay?
Lucas? What are these search warrants you're executing? Are they at the residence on like the device the shooter had?
What do you, I'm sorry.
The extent of the search warrant.
Yeah, so the extent of the search warrant is to be able to go in a place that we don't have permission to be in and make sure that everyone is okay. And then if there's any evidence that we think we need to collect, we could only do that with the use of a search warrant. And so again, we have to determine if there is evidence that we will need. Everyone wants to know what led up to this. Are there any additional threats to public safety? Is this person, or was this person by themselves? There are a lot of questions that we want to answer, but we have to answer the safety questions first, and then we'll move on to some of the more investigatory questions.
Are you in possession of any of the shooter's devices?
I am not, no.
Catherine?
I'm wondering about metal detectors. You mentioned in the first meeting that you were not a fan, and that this school probably doesn't have them. And do you know other schools that do? Do you think that that's something we should start talking about, metal detectors in schools?
I guess the question is, would you want your child to go to a school with or without metal detectors?
Oh, I can't answer that.
I can't.
Right now in a school without them.
Yeah, absolutely. So the idea is to create the safest environment that we can without metal detectors. That is my answer.
In the back?
Chief, this was a shooting at a Christian school right before the Christmas holiday. Can you address the impact of that? And is the Christmas holiday at all, in your belief, related to as a motivation for the shooting?
Yeah, so to the question of motivation, we don't know why, but to the question of so close to Christmas, we have a lot of people going to be impacted. If it's a Christian school, then obviously our holidays, our Christian holidays are very important to the students, very important. It's a time for family. Students probably getting ready to go out on break. And now the break will be a little less about celebrating Christmas than more about celebrating perhaps friends and loved ones and staff members who perhaps lost their life. That's why I'm asking everyone to, of course, keep Abundant Life Christian School in your thoughts and in your prayers, and we'll get a couple more, okay?
Okay, real quick, Phoebe.
So it's a private school that takes public money through the voucher system. So what has this revealed about maybe gaps in security or training for staff? Is that something you're thinking about whether schools that are private but take public money need to be, kind of on par with public schools when it comes to safety?
Well, what I'm telling you is that in 1997, I began my professional career as a public school teacher. I taught history for 4 years before becoming a police officer. So I did not get far enough to take courses in administration and budgeting of schools. I don't know what governs private schools, if they receive money, where that comes from. That would probably be a question that you would probably need to ask someone who's more intimately involved in the school system and what their requirements are if they do receive that. But you could probably compare what has happened or what goes on, their security measures, with the security measures of any school in MMSD, and then that will may give you your answer. That's a very...
Just one very quick follow-up. Because you know there has been some criticism to other law departments and their response to these school shooting incidents, particularly Uvalde. How did that inform your game plan today, and how quickly were your officers able to get into the school? What were they told to do?
Sure. We train on this, as I spoke about earlier. When officers arrive on the scene, they immediately go in, which we did in this case, stop the threat, stop the killing, find the killer. That's how we train. And that's exactly what we did today. There's no waiting. There's no coordination of who's in charge. Everyone knows exactly what to do. I spoke about this earlier. We train on this constantly. Our commanders, including the fire chief and I, was in a commander's training less than 2 weeks ago, going over this exact same scenario for another fictional location. And so all of that came into play today, and our officers performed extremely well based on their training and based on the expectations that they know exactly what to do. Stop the threat, stop the killing, find the threat.
Right. Follow-up. Can we just do one more?
Hold
on, right here.
Thank you,
Hello.
all.
Yeah.
I think the questions have been asked, and we're straying a little far from what's most important at this point in time, and that is the victims and their families. I have 3 things to add. First of all, there is a lot that our community can and will do in the coming days to support the victims and their families, and we will have more information at future briefings. If anyone, and I would urge you all to include this in your stories, if anyone needs mental health support as a result of this incident and the coverage of it, I encourage them to reach out to 988 by phone or text and to get the mental health support that they need. It is incredibly important that we take care of our community in this very difficult time. We all have a role in preventing gun violence. Our entire community needs to be part of the solution here. There are many things that we can do, and we can have those conversations in coming days. But first and foremost, what needs to be the priority for all of us is supporting our young people. And that is where our community's attention needs to turn at this point in time. The police department, the fire department, the city, the county will share additional information about the investigation as it becomes available. But I urge you all to help our community find resources to support their mental health and to find resources to support the victims and families at this time. Thank you all.
Where can people go to see your updates? What can we tell them to?
It'll be at thecityofmadison.com. Me, Stephanie, and Cynthia will stick around and answer any other questions, folks. That's all.
Let me say just before I go, because the mayor mentioned that this was a whole of government response. It certainly was, and there's so many people that we want to thank. We cannot thank everyone, but it's also a whole of law enforcement response. Even though we are in different agencies, we all have the same training. And so I want to thank our partners with the FBI who are here with me today, partners with the ATF, Dane County Emergency Management. Of course, we already talked about our fire department. We've got calls from the Attorney General of the United States, Wisconsin State Patrol, our governor's office, State Patrol, Monona, as well as our sheriff's office. I know I may have left someone out, but thank you for how you responded. Professionally, quickly, and according to the way that we all trained, and it all came together to ensure that no other persons were hurt. Thank you.
Chief, could you just say what time you guys made entry? We just want to nail that detail down.
10:57.
But that's the time you made
That's the
entry.
call. They started in 1 minute?
We'll
How
work
long
on
does it
getting
take
that,
to
so
arrive
our
to the
next,
school? How long does it take should they arrive to the scene if they receive the call at 10:57?
yeah, so I will work on getting that information for our next media briefing. We plan to meet here at 5:30 tonight, and I will work on getting that information.
Do you know how many search warrants were executed?
I don't have that information. I can see if detectives are able to share that number later.
Okay, and also have they checked his social media at all?
So that is something that is routine in any investigation, is we'll look at any online information.
They want to do right now. Today at 5.
Yeah, today at 5:30.
Can someone confirm how this is
So in situations like this, there's where we get a roster of students and then you're contacting your parent and tell them where to go safely during that period. Once you're doing that hour safely clear, students get to the one place, and then parents gather at a different spot, and then there's that one.
It's not really.
Do we know where that was?
They sit today at the Dean Clinic at South Street Road.
The chief mentioned something about 911 hang-ups to clarify what he's saying there, or?
So we just polled to see if there are any calls for service.
well, he wasn't here.
At school, most of those that we received, and it's like only a handful. There's maybe
Yeah, I know.
So,
But not today.
not today.
Yeah.
So obviously, thank you.
Robbing me
Trying to stay out of everybody's way. It's not a.
Yeah, so initially we received update from the hospital staff. They do have three that.
I think it was in the hospital, but that's something we can answer.